So guys, take a look at this headline. It says, I went to social media. I was shocked with the response to my nomination as Minister of Defense. I can't afford to fail myself, my family, and Nigerians, General Musa. This was one of the statements he made during his confirmation on the floor of the Senate. He also said, no more negotiation with bandits, no more, paying of ransom, and that he's going to ensure that all the military checkpoints will no longer be there again, that military is going to withdraw from the roads, only the police is going to be doing their job. He made a lot of promises. Now, take a look at this.
Well, Nigeria's Minister of Defense designate, General Christopher Musa, retired, is talking tough and already warning strongly against negotiating with terrorists across the country. Speaking during his screening and confirmation by the Senate, Musa explained that the idea of negotiating with terrorists and paying ransom compromises Nigeria's security while assuring the nation that the country has what it takes to win the war against terrorism. Arise correspondent Omo Bazwaye tells us more.
Barely a month after he was retired, General Christopher Musa walks into the Senate to be confirmed as Nigeria's new Minister of Defense. His nomination by President Bola Tinubu comes as Nigeria faces its toughest security challenge yet in almost 2 decades. With nearly 30 years of military experience, Musa believes Nigeria can win the war, but states the Nigerians must be united and determined enough to confront their common enemy.
The important thing is for us to take the ownership of the challenges confronting our dear nation. These are things that we can't defeat. We can't win this war. But until we are deliberate about it, until the way we are determined, knowing that we are brothers and sisters and God has a purpose putting us here together, is not to destroy ourselves but to build ourselves up. And that's for me the most important aspect, that all Nigerians must put hands together to defeat the enemy.
Musa's appointment has been widely applauded, considered by many as one of the key persons in the country with the right solutions to Nigeria's security challenges.
First and foremost, I want to most sincerely thank Mr. President for this nomination, because this nomination is a nomination that is a square peg in a square hole, having regard to the tremendous contributions that the nominee has made as an officer of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria towards defending the territorial integrity of this country.
I just want to tell you that we expect so much from you. This country is passing through a grave situation.
Musa vows to go all out after the terrorists, and in doing so, cut off their finances, which includes illegal mining activities.
We must stop ransom payments. And in doing that, sir, even when ransoms are being paid, because people want to do that, we can track the money is being paid and where does the money come from.
But for a moment, the Senate screening was slightly disrupted after Senator Sani Musa requested that the military veteran should be allowed to go.
Have you noticed that at that entrance there's a lot of noise?
The endless noise forced a visibly angry president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, to his feet in a symbolic parliamentary practice to restore the sanctity of the Senate.
This is not a period we should say bow and go. Even Donald Trump is on our neck. We have not yet asked him what his response will be to Donald Trump, the president of America. He is not just anybody. Chief of Defense Staff, a nominee for a Minister of Defense of a country, and you stand up and say you should take a bow and go, with so many questions on the mouth of Nigerians, with over 200 Nigerian children in the bush, kidnapped and being tortured.
From that moment on, there was no holds barred, as lawmakers fired all of the toughest questions, significant among which is Senate's probe into an alleged sabotage in the military that saw the withdrawal of soldiers just moments before the attack on schoolgirls in Kebbi, and the ambush and killing of Brigadier General Musa Umar. Responding to a barrage of questions, Musa rephrased his earlier statement on the prompting of Senator Adam Oshiomhole, who wanted more assurances from him that Nigeria will win the war. Musa's screening comes as Senate tightens the nose on kidnappers with a bill that seeks to designate the crime as an act of terrorism and prescribing maximum death sentence, scaling second reading.
Kidnapping must be properly designated, its consequences aptly identified, and punishments meted out appropriately. And so, Mr. President, I think that we should go ahead and allow for a second reading of this bill in the hope that a properly designated act of criminality with its concomitant punishment will act as a deterrent to the daily occurrence of kidnapping in our country.
But for Nigeria to win the war, Musa is calling for a centralized database for all citizens. He boldly tells the lawmakers and political actors to also address the issues of good governance in the country. Omo Bazwai.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says visas are the prerogative of every country. He commented while responding to questions on the U.S. visa restrictions announced by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, targeting individuals linked to alleged religious persecution in Nigeria. Idris says Nigeria and the United States continue to maintain normal diplomatic relations and are working closely to resolve any challenges. He adds that the matter was not discussed at today's Federal Executive Council.
Issues of visa are prerogatives of every nation. I mean, the American government or any other government, Nigerian government, anybody, any country has its own visa policy, which it reviews from time to time. Maybe you're asking that question, having the background of the recent tensions that we have had. Let me say that government to government, Nigeria and the United States are still working closely to find solutions wherever we have some challenges to be addressed. And the government of Nigeria is committed, is open, and is engaging the United States to sort out whatever areas there are to be sorted out in terms of some of those diplomatic tensions that have been created. But we still have normal diplomatic relations between Nigeria and the United States, and we are working perfectly together to ensure that we continue to advance the mutual interest of both countries.
Okay. All right. So this morning, by Dr. Batsi, of course, the stories, the screening of now the confirmed by at least the Senate Minister of Defense, General C.G. Musa, also spotlights on some of the things that he said around insecurity, the NEC meeting yesterday, and now the investment in training for police officers, institutions for police officers. Your take on some of these stories, or all of these stories, if you will, this morning? All right, well, very quickly, we'll begin by congratulating the Minister of Defense designate until he, of course, takes his oath of office. And in what was a very robust 3-hour grilling session that took place in the Senate yesterday, it almost didn't hold as some senators wanted him to take a bow. And, we commend the Senate President for his leadership in that moment in saying that this grilling must happen. Although some people will say that, oh, is it Trump he's worried about? Shouldn't he be saying, he did refer to Nigerians are waiting for responses, but, that, even Trump, Trump as a factor, many people felt that there should have been more of an emphasis of accountability from Nigerians, but that's neither here nor there. The grilling still took place, and it was extremely detailed, and the retired general was very robust in his responses. We can't go into all of them, them, but some of the major takeaways for me were, of course, his emphasis on ransom and negotiation with bandits. And with the developments that have just happened in the National Assembly, we hope that a more robust policy can now be made around government's position with regards to negotiating with bandits, because of course we know payment of ransom is illegal. And of course, de facto, one would assume that negotiating with bandits would also be illegal. But I think there needs to be more detailed legislation, as had been prescribed by the National Assembly in recent times, to ensure that that piece of legislation is more detailed with regards to the negotiation with bandits, which is something that has been lingering in the public space with the recent developments. Now, the other key takeaway for me was around budget and funding, because he spoke up in detail about the fact that, you know, just for example, one medium-range precision missile for a drone costs about 150 million naira. Now, I use this figure in context because if you look at the 100 billion naira that has just been approved for the renovation and the what is the word I'm looking for? An upgrade, I think that's the word, for the upgrade of our training facilities, then you see that it's a drop in the ocean compared to what is really required as a commitment to our defense funding. Of course, we know that Nigeria is straggling several issues and the budget itself is overwhelmed in trying to deal with so many issues at once. But it has now become clear that places where we cannot cut corners, places that we cannot restrict when it comes to cutting our budget. If we're to take from other places where we know the padding is abundant, let's take from those places and ensure that our defense spending, whether it be in a time of war or in a time of peace, is up to standard. And I think that was a great takeaway from him. Now let's move on to issues around reconstituting the crime of kidnapping itself. If you remember, we'd started this conversation a few weeks ago and we said that, are we looking at terrorism? Are we looking at criminality? Well, the National Assembly is taking a position to say that the criminality that we're seeing playing out as banditry should be an act of terror, should be classified under the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2022. And this is not just rhetoric, because this gives the prosecution, the police, the judiciary more powers to tackle this. Because once you're looking at banditry as an organized crime, as was said by Senator Bamidele, who said that this is now a coordinated, commercialized crime perpetuated by organized and militarized groups. So we're no longer looking at a petty crime here and there, or one kidnapping here. This is now clearly something that is well organized, and that falls under something that is a threat to national security. And so what does this mean? This means that they will now have power to intercept communications. They will now have powers to freeze accounts, which is important because we keep saying there are finances. Ransoms are being paid into certain accounts. So there's a money trail. But now the legislation will allow for that money trail to be intercepted in a more robust way, and that is within the legal framework. Now, some people might say that right now Nigeria is managing internal and external crises simultaneously. Number one, there's the issue around perception and the world trying to prove to the world that all is being done to tackle this menace. Now, internally, we know that there's movement around our security infrastructure. This is from the National Assembly. We've seen moves from the president as well. Also, earlier in the week or end of last week, we saw the National Assembly dissolve a number of security committees because they felt that they were not being active. They were not giving timely reports, and they're reconstituting those security committees in the National Assembly. So that's from an internal perspective. And we here in Nigeria know that, unfortunately, it's not a snap of the fingers that's going to make these issues go away, because they're extremely deep-rooted. So there's the perception side, because people will say, well, the death penalty, has it really been effective in Nigeria? And globally, where's the world going with regards to the death penalty? But I think this is more of a commitment in terms of perception management, in terms of sending a message to the world that we are serious about dealing with this issue, and we have a zero tolerance position with regards to this criminality, this menace of banditry that we are now considering an act of terrorism, of course, until it goes through the final procedures to its final approval. But the National Assembly has stood in unanimity on this, and I think that is a step in the right direction.
Okay, the question to ask is, why would the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria say that there should be death penalty for banditry, hostage taking, kidnapping, and other related offenses. They were proposing that the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act should be amended. Now, when the matter was put to vote for a second reading, the response was unanimous. Nobody objected to it. And so the explanation for this, for that unanimous response, would seem to be that, look, when you have hostage taking, you have kidnapping, you have banditry, classified as terrorists, it means that the senators have recognized that, look, this in itself borders on the territory of treason. Because the disruption that we have is not just against the individuals that are kidnapped, there are crimes against the state, bordering on, treason, high treason, economic treason. And the punishment for economic treason, is shared in terms of, the pain that the people of Nigeria suffer. Not to even talk of how the affected families suffer and languish and they are helpless and whatever. So they say death penalty. You may say that the International Convention is against death penalty in many parts of the world. And once upon a time, Nigeria was, a signatory to a convention on death penalty. But Nigeria then placed a moratorium on its suspension. But I don't know. I think that moratorium will have expired by now. But the other concern here is that, yes, in recommending maximum penalty, many of the lawmakers themselves have been affected one way or the other. How about the modality? Death penalty may be in our laws, it may be in the criminal code, it may be in the penal code, but what has been the experience of Nigeria with it? Maybe that's one aspect of it that, the lawmakers will have to consider. Now, if we go and check our, correctional centers, when last was anybody, put to the gallows in this country? I've made this point before, that number one, many of the state governors, who in most of the cases are supposed to sign the warrant, they don't. You find the governor saying, oh, I don't want to kill a human being like me. I don't want somebody to lose his life because of my signature. Meanwhile, the person has already been convicted by a court of competent jurisdiction and sentenced to death. Check some of our correctional centers. There are persons who have been on the death row for almost 10, 15 years, 20 years, because nobody will sign. The other side of it is that we've run out of hangmen in Nigerian correctional centers. How many hangmen do we have? If you say this man should be put to death by hanging, we don't have hangmen. There was a time they put out an advert. Nobody wanted to apply. And that's why I say if that death penalty stands in this amendment that is being proposed, maybe we should look for other measures of executing people. Maybe by firing squad, maybe by lethal injection. But, the lawmakers, in terms of the detail, will have to worry about that because there are so many religious governors, so many religious men who don't want to be hangmen. Now, as to the nomination and the confirmation of General Christopher Musa, yes, we said yesterday that he's a round peg in a round hole and that he deserves the appointment. Now, one interesting part of it is that the American Congress, joint U.S. Congress session, saying, oh, there is Christian persecution in Nigeria, there is anti-Christian violence. I think it is instructive that this Minister of Defense is a Christian. And so that's why I was saying yesterday that appointing a Christian as Minister of Defense is also, in that regard, beyond all the professional qualifications of the confirmed Minister of Defense, a very clever move to show that, well, would Christians be persecuted under the watch of a Minister of Defense who is himself a Christian? But as to the points made by General Musa during the interrogation, well, he made it clear that collaboration is good. By this, I imagine that it means interagency collaboration, which is usually, a sore point in the security system in Nigeria. And he said, no negotiation with bandits. Because these bandits, when you negotiate with them, I quote him directly now, they simply buy time to go and get more arms and ammunition. And then they relaunch. And that's why the problem has been there. Okay, so we saw that. clearly during the Buhari administration. Funding. It goes without saying that you will need funding to scale up, to, empower the security agencies. And that takes me quickly to the 100 billion that is now being said, will be used for security and training facilities for the police. Well, it sounds nice, sound bites. But we are at a point here now with regard to security where we have to move from sound bites to real commitment. That 100 billion, whatever value it brings to the table, it is when it is provided. It has to be cash backed. When the president said that the police should go ahead and recruit about 50,000 more policemen, the police and the Police Service Commission immediately put together what they call a joint action committee of both responsible units. And, they said they believe in the president's directive, and they were immediately taking action. But no matter how committed the Nigeria Police Force and the Police Service Commission may be, it's only when they see the money that they can function. The president also directed the Department of State Services to recruit forest guards. Now, those forest guards, they will also need training. Now, if you look at the training facilities that we have, maybe apart from the NDA, which is an elite training facility, you visit some of the police colleges. They don't even have proper sleeping, dormitories for the people that they train. So all of that is important, but the money has to be made available. When the money is made available, then the next major concern for us is management of the funds, transparency and accountability in the management of those funds. I'm sure it was Senator Shiomole who once raised that concern and said there should be a proper audit of security funding. That will be the next challenge. And we expect that the persons that are involved, either as units or agencies collaborating, will not be more interested in sharing the money. They will be more interested in spending that money to upgrade the facilities. But first, cash backing is important. It's not enough to quote figures. Many of the ministries of government, they are not functioning because they are not properly cash backed. So that is where the challenge is. Finally, Mohammed Idris, Minister of Information, saying that, visa restriction is... No, before I go to that, still on the National Assembly, I just remembered something. The attendance there was very scanty.
Yes.
So where were the National Assembly members? Now, National Assembly members must be told that this is not a part-time assignment. Nigeria is spending a lot of money taking care of them. They are enjoying a lot of comfort. The minimum that they can do for Nigerians is to be present when important issues are being discussed. Someone was saying, maybe they went to screen ambassadors. How many are the members in the ministry or in the Foreign Affairs Committee that, attendance was scanty? And then that's Senator Sani Musa from Niger East saying that General Musa should just take a bow. What kind of sycophantic intervention is that? Or maybe it's a namesake intervention, Musa. So he probably thinks in his simple-mindedness that, the other Musa should not be interrogated. But I think that the Senate president saved the day.
Yes.
Now, quickly, as for the visa restriction by the U.S., the Minister of Information was spot on. It's at the prerogative of the issuing officer, the consular section of the embassy. The part of it that I find curious is that they are talking about persons who are persecuting Christians in Nigeria. How do you identify such persons who you claim are persecuting Christians? How do you decide, for example, Benue, Plateau, Southern Kaduna, that this person is persecuting Christians? Whereas the issue there, as has been pointed out severally, is far more complex. It's even about land. It's about resource control, as different from what you will find perhaps, in some other parts of the country. I think, we need to keep engaging the Americans, as the minister pointed out. After all, the president has set up a Nigeria-US working group led by the National Security Advisor, and we have strong bilateral relations with the United States. So engagement is the whole idea. And people who are not given visa, it may not be because of religion. It may just be because they do not qualify. And let's know that it's at the prerogative of the United States to determine who gets its visas.
All right, let me start off with the police and the announcement following the NEC meeting yesterday that there would be 100 billion naira investment in training institutions across the country. There are over 25 institutions for trainings at different levels, whether it be the police colleges, special tactical colleges at different levels. And so you can understand why there's a scrutiny around the amount of money that's been allocated. However, in terms of a move in the right direction, definitely welcome. I'll come to that a bit more later when I talk about, governors and their responsibility when it comes to tackling insecurity. But let me first of all highlight some of the key directions or areas that the president has taken since this key attention, renewed energy, renewed attention on insecurity and tackling insecurity, especially with regards to the police, who are responsible for internal security. The first is that we know that he had asked for more recruitment into the police force. This is addressing one of the key concerns around the police and security forces, whereby we do not have enough boots on ground, we do not have enough personnel. And the personnel that are available are then dispersed to do jobs around, securing private citizens, whether politically exposed or VIP citizens. Again, in that direction, what he's done is that he's called or ordered a withdrawal of policemen from protecting these officers and asked that the NSCDC or perhaps even some of them resort to private security firms for their security. Also now, moving on to the upgrade of the institutions. I chronicle these moves because when we talk about the government response, political will, it's important to note and highlight some of the things that have done, and it demonstrates a seriousness by this administration in tackling insecurity once and for all, and not just paying lip service to it. I remember, Dr. Abati, when this news came out, you had actually asked them about being, money. You can make all these announcements in recruitment, but would you put money behind it? Well, it seems like announcing a specific amount going towards institutions means that they are actually looking to put their money where their mouth is. But beyond this, questions have been asked, and I think Adeswa raised that question in her report, that would this be enough to tackle the issue around the police as a force to tackle insecurity in Nigeria? Some people have also raised the concern around welfare. Whether I like it or not, if we do not cater to the welfare of the police force, then we will continue to invest in institutions, withdraw them from, VIPs and politically exposed people. We will recruit more people, but the mindset will not change. And the incentive for them to colluding or perhaps even criminality with some of these criminals being incentivized to work with them would not be taken away. The motivation to work would not be there. And so in addition to these good moves by the president, I want to encourage even more action in the area of welfare for police officers serving and retired. It would send a right signal to them that Nigeria is ready to look after them, even as they are prepared to look after the security of lives and properties here in Nigeria. And so we call for looking at their salaries, looking at their allowances. For some of these officers, their allowances have not been paid in years. I know that this administration has made efforts in trying to pay back backlog of allowances, or whether the military or police, but we must do more for them. Also, living conditions for police officers. We castigate them a number of times when it comes to how they discharge their duties. But I think that in many areas, Nigeria itself has done a disservice to the way in which we treat our police officers and how we uphold their dignity, to even give them the proper mindset and put them in a right mind frame to do their duties. So in addition to all this, I'm calling for police welfare. Now, in terms of taking responsibility, the chairman of the ad hoc committee set up by NEC to assess the state of police institutions across the country, which recommended this 100 billion naira investment, is the governor of Enugu State. Earlier this week, Enugu State announced an investment through the Enugu State Security Trust Fund in technology, drones, vehicles, apparatus for policemen in Enugu State to work with. In fact, I recall that the governor, in taking ownership at that level, said that the security challenges we're facing are local and at state level. And so whilst we look at the center in terms of the presidency, we must also hold governors to account. There are many of these states who have state security trust funds, what are they doing with them? There are many of these states, as we have highlighted a number of times, who get security votes every month. What are they doing with them? So when we talk about security as a whole, like General Musa said during his screening yesterday, it must be an all-hands-on-deck approach. We cannot just look at the presidency and the federal and neglect the governors. Beyond their investment in security apparatus is also their provision of basic amenities. Yesterday, I posed a question to Senator Shehu Sani around the complicity of some governors, whether past or present, around their failure to provide proper governance and amenities, social infrastructure for their citizens, enabling an enticement into crime and criminality. And, well, I don't think he was able to answer that question properly. I think it's high time the governors took responsibility and actually do what they were elected to do, so that people have infrastructure, we have education at state level, we have reduction of poverty. And so whilst we speak and look at the presidency, we must also include the state governors in this conversation and ask what are they doing in their individual states, in their own capacity, before the advent, or if it does happen, of state police, to ensure the lives and security of their people. On to General Musa, I'll end on this note. He said a number of good things, and we know that when it comes to speaking and promises, in the Nigerian context, it's very easy. A lot of people, he's come on a lot of goodwill, and Nigerians are expectant. And so whilst we congratulate him and acknowledge the fact that he's a great fit for this role, we will hold him to account to some of the things he said yesterday on the floor of the Senate. Very importantly is what he said around launching an investigation immediately once he assumes office into who withdrew the troops in Kebbi State before the school children were kidnapped. We don't want this to be another unanswered question around who killed Bola Ige, who ordered the soldiers to go during NSAS, and now who withdrew the troops in Kebbi State and Niger State. Nigerians deserve an answer to that, because we might begin to understand the people who are sabotaging the security efforts of this government once we're able to ascertain that. The other thing he said about was the safe school corridor, and I think this was also debated on the floor of the Senate yesterday, an investigation into the billions spent on this project, what happened, and why it's not in operation. Finally, he had said that there were some we had acknowledged that there were some limitations around his being able to effectively discharge his duties, even though he did very well as CDS. But what were those limitations? Political will, sabotage within the system. If those things are not fixed, we will only talk about the possibilities of ending insecurity, but we'll never see that actually happen. And some
indiscipline in the military, sir, Senator Ipaya, we can assure you that we're going to address them totally. We're going to have independent patrol teams that will go and make sure that we do. And what we want to do again is to withdraw possibly all military men out of checkpoints and let the police and civil defense handle those aspects, so that we can go into the bushes and take out these criminals wherever it is they are. It's important. Farming, for us, as yardstick for us to see is farmers must be able to go back to their farms. That is to show that we're achieving success. Because as little as that is very important, because food security is big. If there is hunger, a hungry man is an angry man. And so if people can't eat, you can imagine what will happen. So for us, I think protecting the farm, working with the civil defense that have the agro farmers, agro rangers is very important for us to continue to work together. For Senator Lalong, thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate you for the commendation, and we assure you that we're going to be very firm in all we are doing. Everywhere we make sure that recruitments are going to be thorough. And again, it brings me back to a database. So it makes it easier. If somebody comes for recruitment and has a number that you can check and see everything he's telling you, it makes it a lot easier. We've seen countries having this for years, so I think it's high time we're able to do that. A lot of people now, because there is war, even the military, you find some people don't want to go to where there's conflict. They want to go to soft areas. It's normal for humans. But we always want to tell that anybody being recruited should know that you are joining the armed forces because you are going to fight. There's war going on and you will go and fight. So going in to say that you want to avoid, and that's why some people don't want to come in, because they feel if they come in, they say they will take them to Maiduguri and all this. Basically, that is what you are meant to do. But again, we know some states, we have observed some states, some regions don't really come in well for reasons, but I think we are doing some sensitization program to try and bring them into it so that the strength can be enhanced. But like Mr. President, you mentioned, sir, as we speak, sometimes every time we are doing recruitment, we have over 70,000 that are applying to join. So we still have enough. But maybe some states do not have that number. But again, we have a way of balancing because we want every Nigerian to be part of it, every Nigerian to take responsibility of what is going on ground. So we're following all those aspects, and we don't want them to go down. But on expectations, so I can tell you, I'm also feeling the heat because when I see the expectations, when my name was mentioned, I know that I cannot afford to fail myself, fail my nation, fail my family. Whatever that we need to do, we will put in the very best, and we know God on our side, we're going to succeed. So it's important, sir, that we must continue to work together. And I assure Nigerians, I really appreciate the responses to the Senate, National Assembly as a whole, the entire Nigerians. I went to social media, I was shocked when I saw the response. And it shows that people are really committed in showing that Nigeria is peaceful. So when people go around saying Nigerians, we don't love ourselves, I say, no, they don't really know who Nigerians are. And it also brings me to the issue that we have on the issue of whether genocide or no genocide. We're all victims. Everybody is being killed. Everybody is dying. So that's why it's important. We will win, working together as a team. Let me start from bottom up, sir. Starting with Senator Yaradua, thank you very much for the commendation, and to assure you you're fully committed. We're going to work together as a team, together from the ministry, with the National Assembly, with the members of the armed forces and other security agencies. All NDAs have roles to play for us to achieve success. Nobody can do it alone. I think that's the most important thing. The difference between the CDS office and the minister's office, interlinked, supporting each other, giving them all the necessary support for them to be able to carry out their task. Whatever it is we're looking from the outside as they're operating, we're also providing all the necessary, meeting all the NGOs and everybody, making sure it works. Working with them closely, that is taking. There is no way that we can achieve anything without working as a team. Even when I was CDS, I tried to harmonize all the services to remove all the rancor we used to have before. And now we'll make that very, very important. I think one area that we're going to look at constitutionally is to look at the powers given to the service chiefs, CS, ministry. There are a lot of lacunas, there are a lot of gaps that I think is affecting our operations. And I think that is very critical. We must be able to get the service chiefs with their responsibility, the CDS responsibility, and then the ministry, observing what is being done, following up so that we can make sure that the work, the synergy is seamless. There seem to be still some areas that is meditating against our work. I think those are issues we're going to come. I think what we'll do again, sir, is taking over. I'm going to sit down with all stakeholders. That's what we did in Maiduguri that gave us the success we did. We must make everybody understand the roles they have to play. And in doing that, once we do that and everybody's on board, it makes it a lot easier. So to say it, in Maiduguri, we had meetings with motor park, markets, commercial drivers, everybody. And when they came on board, that's when we had success. And that's why we need to really replicate, going down to make sure that everybody has a responsibility. It is not when you see something, you keep quiet saying it is not your responsibility. No. The armed forces, the security forces are not going to be everywhere. So it's important that we also work together. So Senator Anye will assure you that we're going to work closely with the service chiefs. There won't be any issues together, and including other security agencies. On the issue of the reabsorbment of the surrendees, that is not happening. We have a system that we monitor who and who we're recruiting into service. We work together with the intelligence system, the military intelligence, the DSS and all. They still go back to check all those ones we're recruiting based on the data they're bringing. But sir, I think I must mention this, which I've done severally. There are countries, if we look at first world countries, why are they succeeding? They've been able to put some basic things in place. Something as simple as a database for all citizens. So I think that's one area that we need to be, so that we can also assist the security forces, and even developmentally, we need to know the number of people in particular areas so that we can know whether we have markets or schools or hospitals in those areas. I think it's important that we must have a comprehensive database, and not the database that immigration will be having, quarantine will be having, police is having something. No, we need a unified one that will be able to carry, so that when you commit a crime, it's easier to track you, it's easier to trace. That aspect that people can easily commit one crime in Sokoto and run to Maiduguri and go and stay, or run to Kanu or somewhere and nobody knows them, makes it a lot easier for them. There are countries where you commit one offense, even your bank account is closed. Your ATM cannot work. Now with ICT, we can do a lot. So I think it's important at this stage for us to start looking at how we can link up all those data together to have a unified one that will assist us in doing this. The kinetic and non-kinetic, like is mentioned rightly, sir, the kinetic effort is about 25-30%. It cannot win totally. It will give you the leverage. But sir, are we addressing those aspects that got us to where we are? Issues of good governance, poverty, illiteracy, all these aspects contribute to it. And that's why we said that the states need to do a lot. Local governments need to work. Sir, if our local governments are up and doing, the local government chairman will be dealing with the crime within their localities. And it will ease up these aspects. We need to have the police. We need to have the correctional system, and especially our legal system. So if the legal system is not proactive, and most of these crimes, especially terrorism, so in Saudi Arabia and Middle East countries, anything on terrorism, nobody jokes with it. Even your family members will disown you. Because they've made it in such a way that nobody is set free once you are charged on aspects of terrorism. So I think we need to also make it very, very punitive. The kidnapping issues, the way it's been treated in courts, you get somebody and cases are prolonged, doesn't make it well. So even the security forces, when you travel and you do all the efforts in making arrests and nothing comes out of it. So those are the aspects I think that we need to do. The non-kinetic is very important, sir. Because if we're able to understand that when there's justice, fairness, and equity within the people and they have a sense of belonging, you will see crime and criminality will go down. Why are we having the resurgence of criminality? We know towards the end of every year, there's always this upsurge. People want to make extra money in whatever it is they're doing. The Sahel is there. The world terrorism agent is increasing in its attacks all over the world. So it's not only Nigeria because we are not isolated. And that's why we're having this pressure. What we need to do, sir, is working together as a team in addressing, making sure that we address them within Nigeria and do not give them any freeway, any aspects that they need to do. We must stop ransom payments. And in doing that, sir, even when ransoms are being paid, some other, because people want to do that, we can track the money is being paid and where does the money come from. There is a lot you can do using the banking system that we can do these things and track those things backwards. The use of technology is very important. And like I said, sir, if we're able to have a database and every Nigerian has a number linked to everything you have electronic, we can monitor anything. I think that's areas that we need to look at and be able to address. Again, the issue of the maritime environment, very, very challenging environment that is there, again, linking with the border, especially Akwa Ibom to Cameroon and those other areas. We know there's a lot increase. Normally, when the pressure is on in the south-south, they go back into issues of sea robbery and piracy and these issues on ground. Again, issues of cultism and all these things. Now, we make sure that our operations within those areas are enhanced using the Operation Delta Safe, expanding their reach. Initially, because those areas were a bit quiet, they didn't extend them. But now what we have done even before I left is we've extended operations within those areas to be able to address those maritime environments, to make sure that we stop these acts. Because there's issues of kidnapping coming from those areas. Collaboration, sir, is critical. No one individual can do this together. We must work. Sir, it says no to negotiation. There is no negotiation with any criminal. And I think that should be made very, very clear. We are working together. We're going to work together with the NSA's office to ensure that states don't adopt such things. Because those things compromise security. And to tell those that nobody, if you negotiate with them, they will never abide by it. It's just a moment. When they do that, they want to buy time to buy more arms, and then they were going to come. And we have seen it repeatedly. There are even localities that have done that. They still come after them. So, sir, it's a total ban on that, total ban on illegal mining, and all those other aspects that are bringing these things together. So I think we must be able to do that. Them to go down. But on expectations, sir, I can tell you, I'm also feeling the heat, because when I see the expectations, when my name was mentioned, I know that I cannot afford to fail myself, fail my nation, fail my family. Whatever that we need to do, we will put in the very best, and we know God on our side, we're going to succeed. So it's important, sir, that we must continue to work together. And I assure Nigerians, I really appreciate the responses to the Senate, National Assembly as a whole, the entire Nigerians. I went to social media, I was shocked when I saw the response. And it shows that people are really committed in showing that Nigeria is peaceful. So when people go around saying Nigerians, we don't love ourselves, I say, no, they don't really know who Nigerians are. And it also brings me to the issue that we have on the issue of whether genocide or no genocide. We're all victims. Everybody is being killed. Everybody is dying. So that's why it's important that we must work together. And it is when we allow them have gaps that they penetrate. They don't care who they kill. These are a bunch of evil people that are on drugs. For whatever reason, we must stop the killings. Nigerians must not be killed, or anyone in Nigeria must not be killed for whatever reason. So, sir, our own target is to face them squarely and ensure that we stop the killing. Farmers should go, our children should be safe in their schools, and Nigeria is back to how it used to be before. I think that's very, very important.
Dear faithful civilian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I beg, if any of you get brother, sister, or relative for army, for military, I beg, this is a very tough time. You have to pray for them. Forget it, they know they call you, they know they send welfare, they know they do anything. I beg, just drop that one aside. Pray for them. Like, pray. Enter anywhere you will enter. Pray, because this thing is not longer getting funny. If you know you love, if you know say you like person, you like that person, where you know say you join military, forget it. Somebody must do it. Somebody must sacrifice. Somebody must sacrifice. Even if some say, they're not going to do it. No. For the future generation, somebody have to sacrifice their life, their time, their freedom, their peace, just for the betterness of the country. That is why we are freedom fighters. So I beg, make una pray for them, make una pray for us. The thing is not getting funny. We know they sleep just because of our faithful civilians sleep. Una say they see the worst inside town, but the worst is inside bush. The worst they inside bush. We try our best. We try our best to block them, end them from inside this bush where they don't enter town. But anyhow, then slight enter inside town. Gentlemen, you guys should be careful. Should be highly careful. Make person we no go school, we no know left and right, we no get future, we no know waiting being, we no even get future at all. One illiterate go count him because of say one or two issues or anything. Make una just better be careful out there. No matter anywhere una won't go, anyone are just there on guide. Make una just be very careful at this period, especially this December. Make una no go lose guard. Make a boki man kidnap una, use una guide. Gentlemen, the thing is not getting funny any longer. Military are trying, other forces are trying, everybody are trying, the politicians are trying, the leaders are trying, but the thing is getting out of hand. I'm not here to point finger at anybody. Everybody is trying in the country, and those civilians, I beg, make una dey try. They support military in any ways. Not only to wait for government to do something or anything to support military. Make una dey boost our morale. Our morale dey very low. Jerome, our morale dey low. Make una dey try on una own. They boost our morale. They appreciate our effort. It's not easy. It's not really easy. No be joke. No be comedy. No be film trick. Nah, this is reality. If today we decided to come out from these bushes where we did, nobody would sleep for town. Nobody will sleep for town. No matter who you be, you know will sleep. I know say even now myself they sleep no day, but I tell you I say if we come out for this bush, sleep no way. Sleep no way even worry at all. But we are trying our best. Gentlemen, you guys should just be careful out there and also know what you are doing. Be conscious of whatever you are doing, wherever you are going, whoever you are with. Just be careful.
Good morning, Malam.
Oh, sir.
Morning.
Yes, sir.
I met you here on my side this morning, and your cow was running up and down.
Yeah.
We are afraid of you people.
Yeah.
Now, we are very, very much afraid of you people.
Yeah.
In this situation now that you see that many Hausas, now not like you,
you
in this environment now, we know you very well.
Yeah.
We know if anything happens here, we know where to come and meet you.
Yeah.
But all these people that are coming, that you people are inviting to come and join people, destroying people's farm, is it a good thing for this country?
Thank you for that question. But for my God, I have religion. I am a Muslim.
Okay.
No any Fulani man where we can call from another place to come and join us so that we will destroy where we are living.
Okay.
We are not doing that.
Okay.
But everybody know that Okay, let me talk my own now. I'm in the FCT. Are you getting me?
I'm with you.
So they born me here.
Yes, in
grew
Abuja.
Here. Yes, I
Okay.
grew here.
Okay.
I can speak Bugbagi
Okay.
from A to Z.
Okay.
I school with them. So how manage? I will go get another human being from another
outside.
country to come and join me.
Okay.
To me, make problem where I'm living. Is it possible?
It's not possible. It's not good.
Eh?
It's not good.
If I use that way, where to be the difference between me and the animals?
Are you serious?
I'm telling you,
So,
no differences.
No differences.
It's good that me make I join them. They use grass.
Okay.
I have children and all of them they are going school. The whole people where they with me, where they follow my cow, they are workers.
They are workers. They are working for you.
They are working for me.
Okay.
And most of things where you people have, let's say land, building, I have it too.
Okay.
But it's not my way that make I
You
just
come and
buy
sit-
motor.
they drive.
No be wetty I study in my life.
Okay.
I like this my business.
To enter bush.
Yes. To
Okay.
be drive car, begin the
Do
work.
buga.
I'm not going that way.
Okay.
So me now, for this issue, everybody, we have religion. Let us fear our God.
Okay.
This problem is government problem.
But you just make a point that these people that they are coming, that is not people that are bringing them. It's government. It's people that go school. And then go bring them.
Okay, let me ask you a question. We have border, we will not have border.
We get border.
Eh?
We get border.
Through that border.
Where are they?
If any Fulani, the Fulani way you know for Nigeria, they get difference.
Yes.
Even for face.
Yes.
If you look them, you can know them.
You have a very good
So
point. Okay.
from there, why government? I hear that all those custom soldiers, wait, where they our border.
Yeah.
Let them stop to allow those kind of nonsense people to come and enter our country and those kind of weapons with arms. Let the government stop to allow all those kind of things where they came from Libya, Niger, Chad. Let that stupid things not be free to enter our Nigeria. One, and then secondly, I know that now for my artists, I know that we Fulani, the way our children used to follow cow, government supposed to look at our youngers.
Yes.
You know why I say that? It not make sense. Okay, like you now, I'm supposed to respect you.
Yes.
You go school. You communicate with big men.
Yes.
Are you getting me? What you used to learn through them, and not to Sabia.
Yes.
But if you see me in the bush, you would think that he gave it to God bless you. Maybe I no get.
Yes.
I supposed to.
Yes.
So how manage which way where you can enter me to
bring
make me understand?
You are trying. What you are saying now. Let me just make it point for you. You want government to help your children.
Yes.
Let them educate them.
Yes.
On what to do, what is good and what is not good.
So that all those nonsense we
stop.
Came
you have
to
a very
teach them how to do
That's
bad
what we need to.
They will not go to that nonsense.
Yes.
But look at for today now, all our people know the whole Nigeria know any like now FCT in FCT telling me where like 2 hectares. We government say here let us
have it
and let us build school here and make the hospital so that these people let us teach them how to deal with us so that all those kind of nonsense cannot be able to happen.
Yes,
tell me if you please. You are not a Nigerian.
I'm a Nigerian. You have a very good point. Thank you. This morning you have opened my eyes to see.
Please,
the
I beg,
deeper
stop
side
with the
of
government, please. Even we serve the way people are saying Fulani.
Yes. There's something I want to. There is. You have a very good point now.
Yeah.
You want government to come to where you people are staying in the bush.
Yes.
Pick your children.
Yeah.
Educate them.
Not mad to picking them. Sorry, sir.
Okay.
Like me now. I no go fit go stay inside town to build with my cattle. It can't be possible. But my issue now, any place where we stay, you go see I go there here more than
10
years.
Yes, 50 years. Yes.
They go soon be telling me that it's not my land.
Yeah, you should move.
Are you getting me? So if
government can allocate new people like Grizzly, that's the Grizzly they want to do now. Government should approve that you people should have one permanent place. Build school in that place. Put the people there.
Talk to the parents. Force them. Let them allow the children to go to school. So that all those kind of
and you are saying that if government allocates this Grizzly, open Grizzly people for you people now, and you are saying that if government say you ask people to pay, it will be paying tax, and they will giving you people what you people need, like education, hospitality, anything that any fashion that we as a citizen, all these urban areas that we have, that they will be bringing people to where you people are located, and you people will be paying tax. Will you people be agreed to pay the tax? If government allocate people to all those kind of things, give people hospital, give people school, helping you, skill acquisition, and other thing, that you people will start paying tax. Will you people be ready to pay tax to the government?
No, in that way, it's simple.
Okay.
Because the population we will have in Nigeria now, everybody know that we have to session everything.
Yes.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
It's not bad, but the problem now, our fear. Even I'm not talking other tribes, but let me talk my own tribe now.
Yes.
If you can see that what is going on now, you will see that today, if I be Fulani leader, they give me contract to do some things on Fulani.
Yes.
I will begin using it to cheating them.
Yes. That is bad leaders.
Bad leaders. If government know that you can get a good people, maybe say at least land standards.
This is your people.
Reserve.
Yes.
Secondly, school. Third, hospital.
Road. Rota. Yes.
And then secondly, they will come and look that if you have 1,000 cows, see how you go take pay. For year. If you get 50 cows, see as it go be. If they can arrange that thing, and if the bush can be enough to the animals, no problem.
Wow.
No problem.
Wow.
But if you look today, Nigeria, the whole things we will have in this country is just the head of politics.
Yes. There's no truth inside.
They are even condemning Fulani that we are not Nigeria. In which part of this? Now another chapter, just leave it. But God help us.
Amen. Thank you.
All right.
You have a very good point. Thank you. All right. You're a good Fulani man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So guys, still on Christopher Musa, he is talking tough. No more negotiation, no more military checkpoints. He has also appreciated the social media users, for giving him a kind of the support he least expected. Let me read out what this headline here says. I went to the social media and I was shocked with the response to my nomination as Minister of Defense. I can't afford to fail myself, my family, and Nigerians. General Musa Christopher says. He added no more paying of ransom, no more negotiation, no more military men at police checkpoints and all that. Is that going to solve the problem? Let's wait and see the actions he's going to be taking. So let me take you through some of the reactions after he said he went to the social media and he was amazed by the kind of support that he got. This person said, this is the attitude of a man who would put in his best. God is at work. And this other person said, my security minister, we are victims, we agree. And everybody is being killed, we agree. But who is killing everybody is what you should figure out as soon as possible without fear, favor, or compromise. If I kidnap, attack, and any harmless human being, make police, army, no show me mercy. That's what this person is saying. Another person is saying, I have so much faith in the defense minister to crush this problem once and for all. Remove Metawali and we will be secured to certainly overcome this problem. Very intelligent man. I may not like Tinubu, but he got this one right, either by mistake or whatever. Tinubu got it right by mistake. If they want to make you compromise your standard, resign honorably, you see. And that is good, honestly. If they want to push you to compromise, resign honorably. I just like this man. Please don't fail us. Our hope, our dream, our lives, and unity is in your hand. Do the needful by crushing out bandits, Boko Haram, and IPOB terrorists in Nigeria. If you don't add IPOB, you will not rest. And this other person said, my advice to the Honorable Minister, no doubt Nigerians are not disappointed with the oral exam with the National Assembly. Fantastic, and it brings hope. However, you are in a different terrain, and so I advise you are guided always in your public response, release, and engagement. May success be his, and may the country stand on its feet again. Farmers should go. Then he stopped and said Nigeria should go back to their schools. Farmers should go. He wanted to say farmers should go back to their farms. Then he retracted because he realized if he had said so, it will implicate the Fulanese that chase farmers out of their farmlands. Mr. Musa, we watch how you confronted these decades of extremist ideology planted in the north by Osman Danfodio. We watch. This person, Oga, don't carry him. Oga, don't carry him, a Christian, to Trump. If not, that will be the beginning of the end. He will succeed. I'm happy he does not oblivious to the fact that Nigeria believe he has the right person for the job. He should put in his best not to fail. Trump made it open, sounded to honor president the need for him to come back. If you fail us, we will not talk to you again. Talk to him. But always gauges the mood of sensible Nigerians before making or reversing decisions. That's leadership in action. Too many politicians are betting on Nigeria's failure just to fit their narrative. Oga Musa, you cannot afford to fail. Go after the monsters and their enablers. So these are Nigerians reacting. This other person say, we want action, no be cho. That's too much of that already. With Shetima Matawale still there, no, not sure how Musa will succeed unless our president runs them out, which he no get mind because of 2027. Nigeria is cursed with selfish leaders. I hope this politician doesn't disturb or distract him from what he intends to do. And this person said this was how former Chief of Army Staff Ibrahim Atahiru came on board and started saying this and that before he finally met his death in plane crash. Oh my God. Not everything should be spread under the sun, because terrorists are also watching and listening. Wow. And that is that Atahiru. Oh my God, that man, oh, the way that man died. I pray. This one is a minister, That one wasn't a minister. I pray he succeed. He is a good man that speaks facts and speaks with authority. Please don't recruit them as repentant Boko Haram. Send them back to Allah. Let him give them 72 virgins. We need peace. Nigerians, you people smart. You must also tag you must also tag with a special tag those of them that was negotiated into the army when you were there. I even saw online one of them being decorated by the same man that leads the negotiation. Don't touch terrorists, they are our children. This man was decorating. Please don't fail us. We are solidly behind you. Keep on keeping on, my minister. Keep on keeping on, my minister. And this person, very good. We support you, and you want to see you succeed, and want to see you succeed. I really want this man to succeed, irrespective of the government he works for. Where is Omotosho and Mahmoud Yakubu? Will Nigeria and family be proud of you? Honestly. Mahmoud Yakubu. Hey. And Omotosho. I don't know why this person added Omotosho. Tinubu best appointment since his emergence. I think this could make a good president someday. First, let's handle this. He has some good ideas. I don't know about a wall though. Okay, he talked about building a wall to fence our boundaries. And this man can never do what he said unless he removes the repentant Boko Haram members and keep his family off Nigeria before any movement towards the security. So this person is saying that he should remove the repentant Boko Haram members and keep his family off Nigeria. Even the soldiers won't be happy and willing to work with him. This one is another one. The soldiers won't like to work with him. He's a minister. His own is to issue commands that people will obey. The defense, the CDS will then take, you better run from social medias, especially X, because over here, brutal and hot. Over here is brutal, Lord. They are praying you fail, but you will succeed. He is a Nigerian asset. We should all protect him. Make them no go fallen like other senior when get good intention for us. I pray he succeeds, not like brutal. Some of these so-called repentant territories, you have to know what those guys are up to in Nigerian army. Admittance of terrorist group into a nation's army is a gross error and mistake. Inshallah, you will not fail. You will prosper. God Almighty will guide you through. May God be with you, able general. Protect all our military. So these are Nigerians reacting after Musa expressed his belief and also appreciated Nigerians for supporting him, that he went to the social media. I went to the social media and I was shocked with responses to my nomination as Minister of Defense. I can't afford to fail myself, my family, and Nigerians. General Musa.